There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our...
What could... It's just...
From how it looked.
But why...
Whatever their...
He's right.
This for...
You heard him.
So,
What do you mean?
well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? But then, if they knew people were going to live here...
Ordinarily, yes. Trust me. It makes you wonder whether the city was just...
Sorry.
This place is a...
Yeah.
Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit? The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself.
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me.
No, I haven't.
Neither have I.
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis thereafter. As for how Volron factors into all this...
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both...
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any... We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Hera. Is a new ceremony underway with...
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't...
There's something else the ceremony needs.
Questions.
If the Forbidden Zone really...
Then it's just...
One of the citizens... Let's go!
With nobody left to run, I mean...
But...
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in.
Tell me,
And what...
you know, what...
I do. Look
I would never...
So there...
Now you've got...
If you've a...
What?
Hey!
I can bear...
I wasn't
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall...
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Ren to succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danons?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't...
Ridiculous.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders.
Renans live in a world, but their loyalty to their people is also strong.
That's what makes them the guardians of all.
Right.
Guess that makes...
So,
Yeah, Falstaff and the others. They all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but...
I know, but at this... So I guess
You're saying even if they...
Renwa.
Am I wrong?
not a...
Being I think that
Shion...
And I'm going...
There's something I just don't get.
What is...
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former Lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes.
you're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over Holocom, maybe.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to...
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, if even...
You and me...
With any...
No use...
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim,
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music, entranced by her playing. I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority. It was a time of great joy.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart, and even then, Tarnagan had fallen for Faria, but fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat, but he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now.
Shion's right. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Xion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Did we really just spend that much? Money?
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they've got one. Astral Arts?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Now I'm real mad!
Orochi's Fury! Damn it, say it!
Not in your dreams!
Hold that! Lost my
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
There! Light Astral! Meteor Storm! Annihilation!
It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Hydration Laser!
Burn!
Lightning Conduct!
Far enough!
Can't get out of this!
Healing Storm! Lightning Orb!
Away!
Lightning Conduct! Thunderblast! Chain between
Orochi's Fury! Swallow dance!
A Wallow Dance!
Anything in order is all mine! There you are!
Here's evil!
Orochi's Fury!
I'll
Smash you! My shield!
Now! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Here and now!
By the power of
Dragon
Arrow
Claw!
Claw!
Hold that! Serpent Knuckle!
Here goes! None
Firebolt!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red Woman, the... No choice! Orochi's Fury!
Mega Ray!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Light Astral Annihilation!
Orochi's Fury!
Counter Hurricane! These ones can run rings around us!
No further! Eagle
Not in
Assault!
your dreams!
I'm on a
Where
roll
are you
now!
going? All disasters may
Inferno
run!
Punch!
Come forth and heal it like fury!
Burning Strike!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Away!
Reflex!
Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Heaven and earth.
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Dragon Swarm! I'm on!
Do it!
We did it!
Do it!
Here goes lightning condemned!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Go no further!
Dragon Swarm! Azure Storm! Burn!
See what happened there as we crossed. Shouldn't have done that.
Orochi's Fury! Azure Storm! Talon Hurricane!
What's this?
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Savage Roar! Orochi's Fury! Try harder! Now! Orochi's Fury! The
That'll bring you down.
Yours to be knocked!
Eagle assault! Not on my watch!
Orochi's Fury!
No further!
Freezing Storm!
Astral energy!
First strike! Burn in hell!
Glitter Dragon!
Orochi's Fury! Azure Storm!
Damn it! Air thrust! Annihilation! Radiant here!
Charge like that could easily be
Now
fatal.
you see what I
Just
can
as
do!
hell, I'm here to stop.
Take this!
Here goes
Dragon Swarm!
Here!
Azure Storm!
Now I'm in the groove!
Arc Steel! Searing Flame! Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous! Thunder!
Can't move!
Don't leave me! Healing Sword! Magna Hurricane! I'll bring you back from the abyss! Raging Cascade!
Leave the charges to me.
Air thrust!
I don't even know the word defeat.
A chance
You think that'll bring you down?
No! I won't give in!
You picked the wrong fight! Orochi's Fury! Azure Storm!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost!
It was a close thing.
Pow!
Engaging!
Now you see what I can do!
Like Steel!
A chain but not on my watch!
Orochi's Fury! I'm out! Oh my lord! Orochi's Fury!
Astral energy!
It's on! Orochi's Fury!
I'll finish you here and now!
Here goes lightning!
We're not ready!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And pummeling to me!
Luna Rondo!
Sweet now!
First strike!
The enemy wields arc too.
We'll soon see about that!
Burn in hell!
All good!
Do it! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing arc!
Hey, primed and ready!
I never miss! Dopaline!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
I need to be stronger.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Now you see what I can do!
Orochi's Fury!
Far enough! A showdown between blade and fist!
Not today! Fury!
Orochi's
Fury!
In a bind?
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Those sparkling stars of
Orochi's Fury! Damn it, Bennett! Azure Sword!
I can do this all day! Do it!
Azure Sword!
Get toasty!
yours to be let free!
Eagle assault!
Rising armor is all...
Divine Frequency!
Looks like we won.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Pow!
Do you require a hand?
Orochi's Fury!
You picked the wrong fight!
I think I'll pass on the hand.
Take this!
Try harder! Now! Orochi's Fury!
Dance in the wind!
Orochi's Fury! This one's all mine!
Eagle assault!
Raging Storm! Where was that came from?
Orochi's Fury!
Tiger
Storm!
I'm on it! Magic Hurricane!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
That'll bring you down!
Orochi's Fury!
Cascade!
Orochi's Fury! You
Confiscated!
Orochi's
Now
Fury!
you see what I can do!
Water after
Take
energy!
this.
Healing circle!
Watch this!
Freezing storm!
Inferno punch! Eagle assault!
Freezing storm!
Orochi's Fury!
Swallow dance!
Seal!
Azure Storm! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Ready to go! This way!
Not today!
Raging storm! More with
Orochi's Fury!
Anything in over is all mine! Glimmer Dragon!
Here's dance in the wind! Here go! I'll be steady! I never miss! Raging storm!
First strike! Armor will save you!
Will this
You'll see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Lightning raging healing circle! Sleep now! I'll be saving
One's all
dream!
mine! Eat this!
Rousing gale! Carrying tread! Burning! Now here's the evil!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dust to dust!
Orochi's Fury!
Light burst forth!
Radiant citizen!
That was a little close for comfort.
Little help!
Orochi's Fury!
In a bind?
Hey, Drinky! It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Luna Rondo!
Here's a healing gale! Carry it to shreds!
I owe you one.
Gusty nail!
Orochi's Fury!
Radiant flare! I'm on here! Annihilation! Watch it! Burning sun!
Orochi's Fury! Not today!
Eat this!
Orochi's Fury!
A chain between heaven and earth! That'll bring you down!
Eagle dive! Talented glacial spear!
Here's the handle!
Orochi's Fury! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Do it!
Orochi's Fury!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Raging storm!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help! First aid!
I owe you one.
I can handle it! Here I go!
Ha! You picked the wrong fight! Orochi's Fury!
Raging storm!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I'm ready for the next battle!
through!
Bring him down! I'll smash you!
Mega Ray! Not on my watch!
Denied! Rip and tear!
Hear me!
They really don't give up, do they?
Carry you to Dragon!
Orochi Fury! Eat this!
Solid Hurricane! Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Will this help? If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Summoning
That'll bring you
Thunder!
down! Will this help?
Healing Circle!
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
All disasters made later! Security!
Leave the chargers to me.
All disasters made
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'll finish you here and now! Save yours to be left free!
by the power of war!
Not today!
Mega Ray!
You require a hand.
Lightning condemned! Hear me!
Do it, Kisara!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Searing flame! Lightning will raise you!
Crumble!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I see one, eh?
Take this.
Searing flame! Reload!
How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly?
You picked the wrong dice!
I'll heal you all! I never miss!
Hurricane! Fire support!
Will this help? Do it! Raging astral energy! Full throttle!
Lunar correction! Wailing Banshee of Lightning! Lunar breath! Back into the fray!
Do it! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Man,
I owe you one. Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! This is the power of the blazing sword!